Hello, everybody, and welcome on into the MLB Player Props, and thank you guys so much for being here with us. Completely my bad, guys. We've been off for a month here, and then, just forgot to set my alarm for 7 a.m. here. It's been a very wild and stressful week, as you can see by my background here. Just moved over to a new place, been dealing with everything, got everything finally set up last night, and just my bad here. But thank you so much, Derek Carty, of course, here with me. And thank you so much, Derek, for being super awesome with everything. My bad, guys.
No, it's no problem. I mean, it happens. I've been hanging out in the chat, answering questions and talking to people. So it's been cool.
Yeah. Before I forget, if you want to share your screen on the thing, we can bring that up and we can keep answering some people's questions here. And again, guys, thank you so much for being here. I know Derek has already talked about the props that he has got for us. So let's why don't we talk about the why don't we talk about the props that we have from what you have been looking at? I know you already gave them out in the chat, but we can talk about them for a bit here first, see if the lines have really moved away from us here. But we were talking about Logan Webb first up.
Yeah, when I gave it out before, it was in the chat, it was plus 110. There's still a plus 105 at DraftKings, it looks like, which is and at MGM. So that's still going to be great value. I think the line is what it is because he's facing the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are really good, and the Dodgers take a lot of walks. But Logan Webb has great control, and even when you account for how much the Dodgers walk, the bat's still projecting 1.1 here, and we're getting plus money on the under 1.5. So, this shows really good value.
There we go. And hey, we've still got some value on it here. Now, what about that second one that we've got? And we're going to be looking at Clayton Kershaw here, from a game going up against the Dodgers to a former Dodger.
Yep. The number was minus 115 before. It looks like minus 125 is our best now. But you can see the bat's projecting, just a hair over one walk here. So we're still showing good value on this. Kershaw is making his first start of the season, coming back from injury, made 3 rehab starts, got up to 67 pitches in his third one. So theoretically, he could go like 85 here. I don't think we're going to see him do that. Dave Roberts, the manager, has talked about basically the priority being keeping Kershaw healthy for the playoffs, not pushing him too hard. They said that they're going to keep guardrails, quote unquote, on him, the same as they did last year when he came back from injury, which meant his first few starts were right around that 70 pitch mark. So that's what I'm projecting here for him today. They did say it's not going to be a strict pitch count type of thing. It's going to be kind of monitoring him and seeing how the game goes. And, basically if he's throwing a lot of high stress pitches, he'll get pulled early. If he's not, maybe he'll go a little bit deeper. If he's got two hard innings back to back, maybe they pull him. If there's too much of a gap, if the Dodgers are at bat for too long, the inning before, maybe they won't send him back out, that kind of thing. So really, it's going to be variable with him, but it sounds like the leash is going to be pretty tight, and so I like him here at this number.
Nice. And of course, I was saying, it's been so long since I've seen a Kershaw start. I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure he moved on from the Dodgers, but no, still there. So we're looking at both sides of this game here. Meanwhile, in the chat, Eric Johnson says, what about Webb under 6.5 Ks?
Well, we can pull that up and take a look. I don't see any 6.5s listed, but I mean,
if you got 6.5, then I guess.
What's the odds on that? Because if you're getting 6.5 at anything reasonable, I mean, the bat's projecting 5.1, so that's probably going to be pretty good. If you're looking at like minus 220, maybe not. But if you're like minus 150 or something, I'd imagine that's going to be showing value.
Yeah. So Eric, if you've got 6.5, they're probably getting some good value on that if you can find it. Logan Day, what's up, man? Did we do Webb under walks? Yeah, we just got done talking about all of that. Milo Kaminsky also saying, yeah, where's that 6.5? I would love to take that. I would too, buddy. Let's see. We've got some other questions that have been in here. Derek, I see you in the chat saying we'll be ready to get the video going. Joe Bim TV says Orioles bullpen had to throw 12 innings over the past 2 days. Would that affect Burns' chances of going over 18.5 outs?
Yeah, so that was something we were talking about earlier in the chat was Corbin Burns. Someone asked Corbin Burns over under 18 and a half outs. The bat is showing a little bit of value on the under, but definitely not enough where I would want to bet it right now. And that is a good point about the bullpen, which is not yet factored into the projection. Orioles bullpen has been used a little bit the last couple days. Only one guy has gone both days. Keegan Aiken is almost certainly going to be unavailable. Tough to know. It's probably a little more fatigued than usual. It's enough for where I wouldn't bet it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle with that. And you look at if you look at pitcher outs in general, it is such an interesting market because of what we've got going on with the non-linearity of it. As a matter of fact, the only market that we don't have the sim ability up for yet here on Unabated, and that is due to the difficulty of that because it's not like everything is not correlated the same way because it's more likely that a pitcher is going to finish the inning, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's there's a huge difference between numbers when the inning ends and they go to the bullpen, and it's not like they're staying out for an extra bat or they have to go back out for a whole other inning. It makes it complicated to model.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to when it comes to the chat here, we are out of questions right now. But if you guys want to keep throwing your stuff in there, if you have anything more that you want to talk to us about, oh, there we go. Alex and Jeff says, "Does the hits allowed work on sim?" Yes, everything except pitcher outs. So hits allowed
does, but it doesn't look like it's pulling the bat's projections in for it.
Gotcha.
And I think someone said that may not happen this year. But if you go to EV Analytics and you look at the projection, you can then plug it into the simulator if you want and see what the simulator says. Like if we were to put Patrick Corbin, so maybe eight hits allowed. That's not the actual projection, but you can see it will work. It will run.
Eric Johnson says, "Oh, it was under 6.5 hits allowed for Webb." Okay,
that makes more sense then.
And it's over on Underdog. I mean, well, that's a great time for us to fire up the DFS simulator. Then I'm game if you are.
Sure.
Yeah, because guys, we do have Underdog Prize Picks and DraftKings Pick 6, which I don't think that we have MLB for Pick 6 yet, but it is quite this simple as going in using the tool here, and then you can go up and sort however you'd like. You can sort by markets like this so that you can in fact just have hits allowed on there.
We're looking for just hits allowed, and we're looking for Logan Webb, right?
Yeah, and we are not getting good value on that at all.
The projection is the same as the line.
Yeah.
So when you consider the implied odds they're giving you, that is not good value.
Yeah. So maybe stay away from that one, but you can use the DFS tool to check all of that out over on unabated.com. Logan also says he's noticed huge blowouts like yesterday, 20-7 for the Rockies. Does that mean there might be more value in the home run market?
Yeah, so we can talk about that. For whatever reason, the home run market has been showing value the last few days. The bat has been on top of it. It's been working out. I've heard from a lot of people that they're doing well. For most of the year, there's been very little value on the home run market. I haven't had a chance to look into why, but it looks like there has been some the last few days. So we can run some sims here and we can see what's showing the best value right now.
If you give it another maybe, there's so many players that it has to run.
Yeah, there's a lot of them
that it's going to populate. While it's populating, though, I can also ask the question to you. I mean, we're into the middle of summer now. We're very much in hitting season. Have we seen the hits really producing this year, or have we seen things really typically still being slowed down?
I mean, now that we're into the summer and it's getting hot, we're definitely seeing offense pick up a little bit. Haven't had a chance in a little while to look at the ball itself, independent of weather. We knew it was up a little bit earlier this year, but I guess maybe not.
If you scroll to the bottom, it'll if you just put it down to the bottom, it'll get him.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, If you go to the bottom, it'll stack everybody properly here. We are working on a fix for that, folks.
Okay, so there are some showing some value here.
Yeah. So just yeah. And then now if you go back up, you'll see it. Bang.
Okay. So we're showing a little bit of value on home runs today. I mean, it's still nothing crazy, but you're seeing some plus 1,200 value on Josh Bell, some plus 800 on Cedric Mullins, plus 950 on Camposano, a little bit on Berger. So there are some home run bets that might be worth thinking about today. And again,
I
with
think
home
the
run
one
bets,
time we've talked.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying. I think the one time that we've talked about a home run bet on the show, it hit.
Yeah, it did. I think it was a Josh Peterson or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not betting full units on these. You're betting home run bets with the assumption that they're probably going to lose, but you bet enough of them in volume over time at plus EV that you should wind up profitable in the end.
Mm-hmm. I mean, still, it's going to be enjoy it because it's going to be a wild ride for you when it comes to the variance on these markets here. But let's see. Logan says makes all board was lit up yesterday for the Mets game. Milo says oh boy. Garrett, can you hear me there?
I can hear you, but my screen is black and I can't see anything that's going on.
Yeah, your screen is literally just green on my screen here. Now it's gone to black. There we go. Okay.
Might be coming black.
There we go. Had me nervous for a second there. I think I'm sure your share screen will come back in a second here too. There we go. All right. We're all good there. Milo says turned out okay, but the sweat sucks. And Eric Johnson wants to know, how about Chris Sale over 17.5 outs?
I can look what the bat is projecting on him. I'm going to guess there's not a lot of value there. Sale hasn't pitched in a little while. He's had his days pushed back due to rain and all kinds of stuff. The bat's projecting 17.4. So you're really not getting any value at the 17.5 regardless. But I mean, there is kind of the chance today that he doesn't go quite as long just because his routine's kind of been interrupted, and I don't know.
Yeah. So not quite a lot of value coming there on Chris Sale. Eric Yahtzee says, Tom, yeah, nice to see you, man. Again, thank you guys so much for riding with us here. Drop your questions in the chat if you've got any more for us here. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And again, thank y'all so much for riding along. Completely my bad. We'll be back at our normal time of 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern next Thursday. Appreciate you guys all being so chill.
I have another commitment in about 8 minutes, so we probably have a couple more before I need to jump off.
All right, that sounds good. So everybody, the last couple here. Jim Largent asked, how does Burns under 1.5 bases allowed plus 108 project? Seems solid with the matchup, not bases allowed, batters walked.
Well, the walks?
Yeah, walks.
For Corbin Burns.
Mm-hmm.
So the bat's projecting 1.7. Really not a lot of value either way on it.
Logan asked about, let's stick with Burns here. Go to Eric Johnson. Burns over 6.5 strikeouts.
There's actually, wow. Actually some value on the under. The bat's projecting 5.1 here. The Marlins aren't a very high strikeout team. It looks like the 5.5 at plus 124 is actually going to be better than your 6.5 at super juiced.
Yeah.
So that could be one worth betting today.
Yeah. And Logan asked Ben Rovert that under hits.
Let's find
right under
hits. That. So a little bit of value, 16%, not quite at my threshold, but it's not bad.
Mm-hmm. So maybe if you're really feeling it, Logan, you can go with that one. Eric, you've got great value on the under 6.5 if you can find that there. And Jim, not a ton of value there on Burns for the walks, but he did have an outlier for 4 walks in the last in his last time out. And we got one more here from Jim Gagney. Patrick Corbin under 3.5 strikeouts at -135. He got it early this morning.
So we'll run Patrick Corbin. A little bit of value. It sounds like what did he say? He got it -120 or -135. Yeah, the projections, 3.1. -135 is probably a little more than I'd want to pay for it, but yeah, but it is going to have, a little bit of value.
Yeah. Logan says he grabbed Gavin Williams last night at -105 for under strikeouts.
Yeah, Williams. Not showing a ton of value unless that was on a 6.5 that's moved, which is possible, but otherwise I don't love it.
Mm-hmm. Eric also saying under 6.5 Ks for Burns at -160 seems like a lot of juice. It is, and you're getting a little bit more value on the under 5.5 at around +125. It's over at FanDuel here. And Miles says, didn't Corbin change his pitches recently?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, we will have to check that out. But for now, I believe that is going to wrap it up for questions in the chat. Guys, thank you so much for being with us. Derek, I know you got to get going. And again, sorry about everything, guys. My bad for the late start. Next week, we will be back at our normal time here, and we'll see you then. But thank you so much for being with us. We have a whole bunch of exciting stuff coming up as we get ready to round out the summer. We're coming up into August already. It has gone in a blink, and we're going to be talking about football real soon. Derek, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, I am too. Football's going to be great.
Yeah, we are very much looking forward to bringing back the Blitz here and talking some more NFL player props with you guys every week, because we know how much fun that was that season, and we'll be back for that ride. But for now, we'll see you guys next week at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Unabated Live. Thank y'all so much for being with us. Make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you want to get a demo of all of the tools that Unabated has to offer, make sure that you hit me up using the link in the description of this video to schedule a one-on-one demo where it will be me walking you through the tools, showing you how everything works, and letting you make sure and letting you make sure that you have everything you need to be a plus EV better. And we'll hook you up with a free 5-day trial as well. So that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a good one, and let's cash some tickets. See you next time.